bats for?
Fly, you fools.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more.
Hello there, welcome to the Flash and Blow podcast. I'm Siobhan. I was young and not deceived, and I believed in the heart of the country. Let's meet the plucky girl assistants from America. We have the Brian. Still American? Alrighty, huh? Brian's very shy this evening. Be grateful. And from Florida, we have Lilibet the Wonder Girl, who's muted herself somehow.
I have not muted myself.
Your microphone's doing its thing again, isn't it? We didn't get anything of that first sentence.
I have not muted myself. I am here. I have returned.
I think she's just playing a video of herself that she taped earlier. Just like, yeah.
Here's
AI.
what
The
I
odd-
made earlier.
The odd fierce stare, the no, the play nice,
And that
little
background
things
looks
like-
entirely generated by AI.
yes,
Yeah.
it has to, yeah.
I'm all sticky back plastic round the back that you can't see.
And she has 7 fingers. You know, little things like that.
See?
Oh, dear.
I did paint my nails for y'all.
Hey, thank you. Lovely. Funny you should paint them that colour.
Yes.
But I'll get to that in a moment. First of all, Brian, how has your fortnight been?
Busy.
Good
Very
busy?
busy.
Good busy?
Yeah.
Like-
yeah, a little bit.
Doing the whole week's tickets in 1 hour or something?
Well, yeah, that was Monday. I didn't realize that all the tickets that we got thrown in our queue was for the rest of the week, so I did them all that day.
Oh, you're going to be popular. You're suddenly going to get a hell of a
They're
lot
all
more work.
done, and I'm just sitting there watching YouTube. So,
Okay.
fortunately, we have a new employee, and I'm training them, and things are
Their
going
name
well.
is Jen, and y'all work in the basement, don't you?
I told her not to unplug the box because it contains the entire internet.
Oh, good. Tell me she fell for it.
Just don't divide by 0, whatever you do.
And a little bit, how's your fortnight been? You've had a bit of the sniffles.
Yeah, I've been having fun with COVID.
Hey!
Yay!
You know,
a game
that's
all the
one of
family
the
can
things
play.
you really need to do. You need to have a little fun with COVID.
Yeah, fun with COVID. So, grateful to have been vaccinated,
Yes.
which meant this was annoying and exhausting, but essentially not so bad.
Okay.
We'll see if there's any ongoing
Long COVID
consequences.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah. But and then my doctors gave me Paxlovid, so that was very, very helpful as well. So I was off work for 5 days. I went back to Thursday and Friday, and Thursday I came home and fed the cat and went to bed. It was in bed by
I
5
approve.
o'clock on
I
Thursday.
wholeheartedly approve. I've got
To
2
be fair,
giant
I mean,
flies on my
Thursday.
monitor.
It's not exactly must-see TV anymore.
Oh, please! Anything that happens after 8 o'clock, I don't know about until the next day
Mm-hmm.
because
Networks, are you listening? We don't care anymore. Step up your game.
if it's I'm not I'm watching it on streaming or delay anyway because I go to bed. I have to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Quite.
Anything that happens after 8:30 is not my business.
What are you fighting there off camera?
Oh, I've got 2 very big flies that are suddenly attracted to my monitor. And they're really pissing me off.
Well, turn on another light that they might be more attracted to. and then leave
No, I
them
like
alone.
it like this because people don't see very much of me, and it's I'm being nice.
She is being more caring about our
Oh, talk.
viewers
Yeah, so let's see
than-
what the audience has got here. It's just you and me, Brian.
Yeah, I know.
I think we did
We're
upset
even
Zombie
in
Wolf and Outcast.
the new category too, aren't we?
We are. That, that worked.
I know.
I think, let me look. I may have the stats for that particular
God.
show. Give me a second. Did I keep them?
So, Lilibet,
What have
We
you
decided-
done?
we decided to play with the
His
algorithm
idea.
a little bit.
His idea.
Mm-hmm.
It was an idea.
Uh-huh.
So we're now broadcasting our Doctor Who and archival television show in the pools, hot tubs, and beaches category on Twitch. It seems to be working.
I have a pool nearby.
I mean, let me get some more drinks in me, and I'll get into my swimsuit.
Just yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's different.
Mhm.
It's not as bad as I thought it could be. So
We did that. We did it last show, and we got a lot of people watching.
how long did they stay?
Not long.
Who cares?
But, yes, Brian did the thing. It's his idea.
All that matters is the clicks.
Sorry, I couldn't find. I was just looking for the whatchamacallit. So yeah, congratulations. Almost up to OnlyFans standards. You see?
Have you refreshed that with a
She
more
should-
pictures
she
of
should
Cat's
have,
ass?
No, not yet. See, that's one of the things she could have recorded herself doing.
Just program this.
Yeah,
Just the oh no,
Exactly.
yeah. You could have. You could have just done that for the entire, 2 weeks. And it would.
Oh
appropriate.
dear.
I did go listen. I did go listen to last week's show. I watched it on.
Yeah,
YouTube.
I was going to bring this up. You see, I
Poor
thought
person.
I thought that basically we'll give Lilibet some time off. There was no way in hell I was going to ask her to watch the Tomorrow People story. And I thought, oh, well, I'll be honest, I forgot to tell you about Amy's Choice. Been a bit of an odd week. Anyway, so I forgot Lilibet's diligence.
Yes,
Lilibet watched the Tomorrow People story.
I did. I have opinions.
Yes,
Mhm.
we'll get to that.
Can we get to the Doctor Who news first?
There's news?
Yes, Karen Gillan is pregnant.
Yes, that's true.
All right, okay. Woot.
Not it.
Well, good for her. But it ties nicely into Amy's Choice.
I'm
It does,
very
doesn't it?
sad.
Ewan Purcell.
It's like she's not even taking this relationship seriously. She
No,
goes, marries another man. She has his baby.
It's strange.
Yeah.
It's almost as if
What
she
about my
doesn't know you
feeling?
exist. It's weird.
I know.
Dear me.
mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
If she ever guest stars on here, we're not going to keep Adam off this channel at all, right?
You know I'll never be able to get her to guest star.
I know.
I'm afraid she's too high up the chain for me.
You never know.
I can get classic stuff.
Ask her at Hooverville.
She won't be at Hooverville.
She'd go to Hooverville. She'd love it.
Oh, she'd probably love it, but it's far too small a pickings. I'm afraid. Anyway, news. The
Yes.
car saga.
Yes. So last I heard,
Yes, please. Tell me.
you had emergency backup vehicle
Yes.
to carry you through until real vehicle did or did not, may or may not show up and may or may not cost extra money.
Yes, I hope you're all clear about this at home. There'll be a quiz at the end. Yes, so I handed that car back because it was too much. It was just too much with it. It's weird. It's very similar, but there's extra little bits and pieces, and I thought, I'm not enjoying driving this. And so I handed it back and got the other one, the new car, rather than handed the new car back. Anyway, last Thursday, I went and picked up my new car. And I'm putting it on screen now for people.
So, is this the correct car?
It
that
is
you should
very
have
much
gotten
the correct
all
car.
along?
Yes, it is. And with the added bonus of basically being a really pretty colour.
It is a pretty color.
I don't
It
mean
changes.
to point this out to you,
Yes.
but it's not TARDIS blue.
I didn't want TARDIS blue.
Why not?
Why
If you're
would
going
I?
to have blue, you have TARDIS blue.
No, that one's a fascinating shade. The way it reflects the sky sometimes is quite beautiful.
It's very misty, moisty morning. Blue.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I've fallen in love with that car quite a lot. Hello, Zarmandrux.
Yeah, taking care of it.
Oh, righty-ho. Oh, dear God. Well done, Brian. Have a lolly. Yeah, so the car saga is now hopefully done. It's got all the bits I needed, which I should have had originally.
Excellent.
And like I say, the bonus is I got a better colour. It's a lot
Yes.
better than dull grey, quite frankly.
And did you have to pay them money?
Yes.
Was it what you expected to have to pay?
Yes. It did.
Was it more than what you already paid?
No.
Okay, well, that's a better proposition then.
Okay. But I would just like to point out that my way worked. The being nice to people way.
Uh-huh.
Didn't need a shouty
How
thing.
long has this been going on? Like the entire summer?
Since July the 1st.
Yeah, so most of the summer then.
Couple of months, 2 months.
Yeah. Your way may have worked, but it's a slow way of getting things resolved.
I think it was the only way of getting things resolved in this instance.
Mhm.
I don't think I'd have got as far as I have if I was all shouty and horrible. Because they just wouldn't want to know me. They wouldn't want to do their best for me. This way, they've really pulled out the stops.
I am glad that that is how they have treated you.
Oh, no, they've been great. And
They should have done it in the first place.
Well, apparently
but
the woman
I'm glad
who,
that that's where they decided to land.
apparently the woman who screwed this up in the first place and no longer works there is a picture they've put on their dartboard.
Because you're not the only one.
I know. I think that's a joke.
They've probably been fixing all her things all summer long.
Mm-hmm.
But, I gotta admit, it's an odd one to do. She didn't check the year of the car. Absolutely fascinating. But like I say, this is up to date. This is 2024 model.
Good.
It's got interior lights, ambient lighting, which is pretty, and I've got extra LEDs, which are pretty. You can see where this is going, can't you?
That had the interior lighting, and I quite enjoyed that when I was driving at night.
No, it is nice, and I can change the colour of it. So if I'm thinking of headaches, I can change it to green. And with the extra USBs, I can do the same as well in the centre console. It's got battery preconditioning. So if I program in the destination into the nav thing, which is a battery charger, it'll precondition the batteries for when we get there, which means charging's quicker, though it's bloody fast anyway. So, yeah, the seats are different to the other one I had. It's different materials and slightly narrower, I think. And as I'm not a narrow person, he's looking puzzled. Why are you looking puzzled, love?
I'm just listening to you go on about the new car that you should have had.
I've fallen in love with it, I'm afraid. I've really fallen in love with that car.
Good.
Good.
As you should.
You should. You should love the car you drive.
It was so horrible being in the other car, thinking, this isn't my car, this isn't my car. And it's weird now. It's my car. I'm proud of it as well, which is cool.
Good.
There you go. You should be proud of your
Definitely
car.
made the right choice, I think. It's either that or a Kona. Yeah, I made the right choice.
I have to get my
Sorry,
car,
I'm celebrating
inspected.
slightly.
I need to get my car inspected and have an oil change.
Yeah, I've got a 50,000-mile.
Oil change.
I'm at 40,000. Yeah.
What's an oil change?
It is a thing those of us who do not have electric vehicles have to do.
Oh, the pollutants pestilence. Is that what it is?
That's the one.
Okay.
That's one of them, yes.
Okay.
Nuke the whales.
Ooh,
When
Nika,
electric
okay.
cars come into a price range I can afford,
I totally
I'm
understand.
happy to talk about it.
I totally
When there are
understand.
charging stations on every corner like there are gas stations.
Well, I do have a
Perhaps.
charging station nearby. Unfortunately, it's Tesla. So that means we have a lot of those vehicles around.
My
the
complex
ugly
You just
truck.
got to
has
start. Could you
charging
do me a favour?
stations.
You need a Florida hook. You're too sensible. I mean, you're great fun. You laugh like a drain, but you're sensible. Now,
Charging
can you look
stations
stand
and
at the
meth
window,
labs.
all right, where you live, and every time you see a Tesla, shake your fist out of the window, going Tesla wanker.
Well,
You can get
the
known
thing
for
was-
doing that.
The thing was, when I saw the Tesla truck downtown, that was, in fact, colored camouflage.
Oh, is this the DePlorian?
Oh, it's a redneck Tesla.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
did
DePlorian.
find the word wanker came out of my mouth involuntarily. For
Dave
which
has
I
taught you
blame
well.
Dave entirely.
Yeah, no, Dave has taught you well. That's all I can say. Should turn around on top of that and
It's not
said,
a
"What a
mean
load
word."
of bollocks!" Oh,
That's
man.
not a natural to me word.
I like.
The
I-
Cybertruck is like one of the most advanced cars on the market.
Is it?
Computer-wise. However, they used like 8-bit graphics in its design.
It's
so-
not so much the design; it's the build quality. The
Stupid.
build quality is terrible on it.
Yeah.
Allegedly, and yes, taking slightly extra care here. But yeah, it
When
starts
you
to
look
be
at it, you
known.
go, what idiot bought that and thought that was a good idea?
It
Which
start-
is not an inflammatory statement. That's a statement of my opinion, but also complete fact.
It's a statement of incredulity. Or
It's
And
become
who thought that was a good idea?
it's become known as the deplorable. No, sorry, the DePlorian.
the
Yes.
DePlorian. I
Yeah.
like that.
And
Yeah.
tickled me. I've got to admit. Let me look. I'm excited. No. He's abandoned us.
Farewell.
Zombie Wolf
okay.
9000.
It's okay. He went out to get milk. He'll never be back.
Did he go to the farm upstate to get the milk?
Well, he is a zombie that's sort of like a dog.
Yes. Yeah. No. Good thinking.
You know, zombie wolf.
Yeah. No. Good thinking. I
So
didn't
yes,
even
farm
hit
upstate.
me. Oh dear me. Marvel Heroes is back. Marvel Heroes Omega. The diametric scrolling bit. Well, essentially Diablo, but with Marvel heroes and villains. It's fun, a hell of a lot of fun, because it's a bit tongue-in-cheek in times. The stuff that street gun gangs and AIM scientists come out with is hilarious. It's just... there's progression in it. This is a private thing people are working on at the moment. I think this is version 3 at the moment. So they've now got a proper progression schedule for your heroes. Before you just got level 50 straight away. Now you've got to earn it and unlock the skills.
So here's my question. This game
Yeah.
has honest to gosh Marvel characters in it, correct?
Yes.
Marvel characters that are currently owned by Marvel Entertainment.
Yes. I see where this
Which
is
is-
heading.
Currently owned by the most
The mouse.
litigious and copyright busting company known to man,
Mm-hmm.
the House of Mouse.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I
But
don't
once
see
it's
good things for
downloaded and
this.
installed, they can't get to it. And I won't be using a central server. I'll be running my own server that I can invite people to.
They can get people for distribution.
Yes, but I'll have it by then.
Are you sure?
Hopefully. Like I said, I've got to work out how to do it, but it's great. I will continue telling you what stuff there is. I don't think they've got crafting in yet. All the heroes, all the sidekicks, all the costumes are unlocked. And they're free because it's your own thing. The enemies do fight back. The AI's there now. I think the only thing missing is crafting and the story, and that's about it. There is a cow level. It's a David.
Of course,
Brevik,
there's a cow level.
It's a David Brevik game, and tied into Marvel brilliantly. The cows are actually Skrulls. Fantastic Four number 4, was it?
Yeah.
Number 2.
Just remember what happened to those cows.
Yeah, and believe me, they were pissed off about it in Secret Invasion. Yeah.
For those that don't know, those cows became burgers.
Oh dear.
This is the cursed Reed Richards.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they do that for the Avengers films. You know what they did with Civil War? Team Cap, Team Iron Man, or whatever. Team Stark, or whatever. And they should have Team Richards, Team Doom.
I'm going with the winning team.
Which one would that be? Eventually, because it's Hollywood, it will be Richards.
It has to be.
It won't be Richards. The character hasn't been around in the MCU long enough to be able to do a big finale like that. They're going to get someone else, I reckon.
Doesn't matter. It has to be Richards.
Oh yeah, because that's Doom's focus of attention. Sorry, Lilibet.
Yes. We should include her in the conversation too.
Marvel Comics.
So,
Did you hear any of that at all?
Not
I
at
think
all.
we got the last syllable.
microphone, behave yourself. I am not a comics person, so y'all are having a grand time.
No worries. No worries. I just want to know who is going to give the cheeseburger to Owen Reese again.
That's my thought. If they possibly, they could be really cheeky and bring in the Miles Morales Spider-Man from Into the
That's
Spider-Verse.
the entire reason they had Secret Wars to begin with.
What?
They didn't want anyone else from the Ultimate Universe. They just wanted Miles.
Plus, it was a way of writing out.
They destroyed a multiverse just to get Miles.
And his cheeseburger. But to be fair, there was also writing out the Fantastic Four as well.
Ultimate Fantastic Four?
Well, no. Main Marvel Universe Fantastic Four. They were written out because of that stupid feud they had with Fox or Sony or Fox, whatever it was. So as a result, they stopped the Fantastic Four comic. They weren't going to come up with any other storylines that Fox could possibly use. Anything else like that. The Richards family buggered off to repopulate the multiverse. Nice job if you can get it. Leaving Ben and Johnny at loose ends, not knowing what to do with themselves.
I still blame Franklin Richards for many things, including getting a D in history.
Franklin Richards created the multiverse. This current one, anyway.
He created all the universes.
Yeah.
That's why they're all back wrong.
Hello, Rosie Cat!
Yes.
Speaking of cat.
Say hello. Say hello, Rosie. Move the camera for a minute. There she is.
Oh, beautiful eyes.
Yes. She's come to tell me it's 4:30. And that means cat food time.
Ah.
You'd think
Norman
that she...
comes down and tells me it's time for bed. Bring the laser.
Yes. Do you have opinions, Rosie? Do you want to talk in the
I
microphone?
want love. Give me love. Until you
Yes.
give me food.
Yes, and then I will bug her off
Yeah.
until it is time to have different food. We went on a little adventure today into the front garden where she does not belong. When I opened the
Oh.
door to do ridiculous things like bring the groceries in from the car.
Did she kill a kaiju?
No, no, she's not interested in killing anything. She did once catch a lizard in the house and brought it to me and dropped it in front of me. She chased it because it ran, but she wasn't interested in eating it. It didn't taste nice. She likes kibble, and she's well fed, shall we say. So she was like, "What am I supposed to do with this?" And she dropped it in front of me. And then, of course, it ran, and she chased it, and she caught it, and she dropped it in front of me again. So she was having fun chasing the thing until I could put it outside. But she didn't want to eat it. She is all talk and no trousers, this cat.
Tormund left me a mouse once.
Oh.
Yeah, behind
Yeah.
my door when it was open. So I go and I look down.
Oh.
What the fuck?
I told you I kept finding halves of pigeon at one point. And
Yeah.
I could never find the other half. It happened about 3 times.
Yeah, the other half was probably inside the cat.
Scary
Rosie
things.
is not an outdoor cat. She does wander in the garden sometimes with me when I'm out there. She's
Catch us!
directly supervised. Yes, Rosie, this is not your OnlyFans. There we go. She's directly supervised when she's out there, so she doesn't hurt any creatures. She's mostly interested in eating weeds, which is a good use of her time.
It is actually, yes.
It is.
Yes,
It is.
yes.
Eating grass.
They're,
not heather.
and she can, barf them back up on my rug later.
Exactly, that's what it's all for.
I think everybody should have a goat for lawn maintenance.
You see,
I could use a goat in that
see?
backyard. It's very small, but it needs.
I've
it
been
needs weeds.
banging on about this for years about the uses of goats. No one listens to me.
All
Dear
right, Rosie.
bod.
I'm going to feed Her Majesty here. I will be back in a moment. Come on, Your Majesty.
So I guess we could talk about comics again.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Comics.
So, what do you reckon? Speculation time, boys and girls. Doom wipes out the Kang. Not the Kang dynasty, but the Council
the
of Cross-Time.
Cross-Time Council of Kangs.
Yeah.
I don't care at this point.
I just hope we get a big enough performance from Robert Downey Jr. to suit Doom.
Oh, RDJ will bring it.
Because
He always brings it.
this is a man who should speak in capital letters.
Yes, exactly. And all of them should be Richards.
Yes, the Cursed Richards.
Or just Richards.
Then there's you ugly monstrosity when he talks to Ben.
Hey, I'm right here. Okay, come on.
Here we go.
Oh, good, you're back.
Okay,
Yes,
we're going to stop
hopefully.
talking comics.
Hopefully she'll leave us
We
alone
were
for
having a
little bit.
speculation session, which didn't go at all far, to be honest with you. It was what was I going to say? I was going to say something. Don't know. Shall we do what we came here for?
Sure.
I don't know how this.
What
is
did we
going
come
to-
here for?
I don't know. Something or other. Oh yeah, and now from the world's BBC Television's Doctor Who is Doctor Who. By the way, huge thanks to Simon Hart for coming on the show last time. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah.
He fitted.
It
I
was an
thought
excellent
he coped with us
show.
very well. I thought
I like the premise of his podcast.
it is a nice one, and as I was saying, there's so much from fandom that needs to be archived. Otherwise, we're going to lose all these stories, these humorous events, and things that happened.
I think my what would I bring would actually through him.
I can't remember what you said it would be.
Bubble wrap.
That's right. Yes.
Yes, as I was listening, I was thinking VHS tape of Doctor Who taped off PBS
Mm-hmm.
is what it would have to be.
Preferably with Max Headroom turning up.
Well, because that's how I first got into the show, and my sister and I would watch it late at night. And it was like the night we were allowed to stay up late because it was Saturday night, and you didn't know how long the Doctor Who was going to be, because in the afternoon they showed one episode and that was it, but they'd show a whole story,
Oh, God.
and you didn't know if it was going to be a 4-parter or a 6-parter. You didn't know, so we'd set the DVR to record in case we fell asleep. Because right before it is what I consider to be the longest hour of television, which is Blake 7.
They're
There's
releasing
good episodes.
Blu-ray
but-
box sets of that.
Of course they are. It's just the longest hour of television.
It doesn't matter.
So, and
Joe killed it.
I wasn't interested. I was like, okay, Blake, I don't care about you. Where's Doctor Who? So, that came on first, and then it was, I think it started at 8:00, 7, yeah. It was, Red Dwarf, and then it was, for a while at least, Star Cops. And then it was Blake 7, and then it was an entire story of Doctor Who that you had no idea how long
That's
it was
one
going to be.
hell of an evening's entertainment, to be fair.
So, and my parents went to bed and left us to it.
Nice.
Oh, can I just point out, by the way, I haven't got a dirty face. It's just the shadowing makes it's really strange. I'm not putting other lights on. I don't want people to see my face.
Okay.
I'm going to get an anonymous mask,
Okay.
I think.
All right.
Hey, do you want a tale of old Gialamet? No,
What is
okay.
that?
Another story from the MMO,
I
Star
think
Wars
she's having
MMO.
a stroke.
Ah, okay.
Do you want another?
Okay.
Would you like another story from that? I'm trying to fit in time, considering how we've screwed up all the homework this week.
We can always talk about tomorrow, people.
No, we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm waiting for a little bit of frustration to reach a particular level, and then we'll let her go. Yeah. Star Wars Galaxies, like I've said before, is a game that you could... It was a sandbox, massively multiplayer online game, not a theme park like World of Warcraft, which tends to lead you a little bit by the nose. With this, you made your own fun. You wandered around and did your own thing. And there was a lot of things that helped like that. The economy was entirely player-run, player-based, using the merchant skills and all the various shop skills you could learn, professions and armoring and weapons and droids and what have you. So as a result, everything came from players. It also meant, as I've said before, we could have player-built cities. Hello, that's strange. What's happened? According to this, we've got 2 viewers, but we haven't. Anyway, I got asked, because I was known for... I'd set up the freelance peacekeeping agency local office in Gialamet, this city I lived in, and right next to the shuttle port by pure chance. Have you eaten? Oh, that's so good. Did you bring enough for everyone?
No, she's decided to lick her lips and give me cat food breath.
Hey!
Ugh.
I know, it was very tasty. It's fancy food. Yes, it is. It's the fanciest feast.
And what do you want? Oh, you're jealous. I've got Chestnut here now.
Yeah, sorry, Chestnut.
But
Tormund doesn't care. He's
they
upstairs.
decided they wanted to do an event because the guild, like I say, you made your own fun in this game. And the guild I was in was very good at organising things and what have you. So several of the guilds split from the guild, created their own guild, and then declared war against the guild. The whole idea leading up to an event at Jabba's palace, which, yes, you could go into all the way up to Jabba's throne room. There was what they call the theme park, Jabba's theme park. We had a variety of missions from various people to work your way further and further into the palace until you got to the throne room. So everybody had to do, if they wanted to take part in this, they needed to do that theme park, which is good because you had to go up against the Meat Beast.
Oh dear.
Just
The
another
Meat
Dewback, but they called it the Meat Beast. It's always made me laugh.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, it was a Dewback.
I don't
That's
wanna
all it
know.
was. Anyway, so they said because of our Mr. D. Bringer, this mysterious force that was never seen, I was just his representative in this plane. They sort of said to me, would you mind, we want to run this event where we're going to kidnap one of the dancers from the cantina, take her to Jabba's palace, and then we want teams of players to come in to fight us to get her back. Now, on the other guild now, some of our very best players. So, hiding to nothing. But I thought, I can do this. And I had a whale of a time bring out edicts from Mr. D. Bringer, sending out invoices from Mr. D. Bringer. That was the important thing. In case anybody's wondering, our version of Death's Head. And eventually, it came to the actual day of the event. Now, back then we used TeamSpeak. And I'd had lists sent to me of various teams that wanted to take part. And the whole point was I would meet them at a huge, encampment that I'd built outside Jabba's palace. I would then guide them to the entrance of Jabba's palace and leave them there. It was down to them what they did after that. I'd then go back to the encampment and wait for the next team, hearing all the screams and terrible things coming through TeamSpeak. 3 teams went in, 3 teams failed. However, when the 4th team went in, that's when I realised, I'm so sorry, guys. I just need to go to a different TeamSpeak channel just for a second to check something out. Switch TeamSpeak channels, and there was my own team that nobody knew about. A freelance peacekeeping agency, swiftly and with style. And so we waited, followed that 4th team in. They were our meat shields, basically. The guys had no idea what hit them. It was blissful. 1 minute they're sort of going, ha-ha. Next thing, there's a bomb droid rolling towards them. That was a wonderful time. Sorry, I'm telling these stories so they're there for record. I'm not expecting lots of oohs and ahs, but Jelamet and Star Wars Galaxies was very special. And it really was. So that's Tales of Old Jelamet again. Gone down like a wet sack of custard.
Were there fish fingers in it?
No, apparently not. You'd have mentioned that otherwise. The 13th Doctor Who, possibly. I'm not entirely certain. It gets very confusing nowadays. And his plucky girl assistants, Amy Pond and Rory Pond, they're in Upper Ledworth, which is the Pearsham area of Ledworth. Did you know? Rory's a doctor now, and he's got something
Has a
sticking out of his
ponytail.
head. It's very distracting. Amy is the size of a house.
She swallowed a planet.
Right, yeah, and the doctor keeps going on about it until he suddenly realises, hang on, are you pregnant? Which I liked. I thought that was a nice one. And then they wake up and they're suddenly in the TARDIS. What the hell's going on? Then they're back in the village again, and then they're back... Right, which one of you has seen this?
I watched it today, or
All
rewatched
the-
it today. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Okay, I wasn't expecting you to do that. Again, I was going to give you some time off. What do you make of it then? Whilst you do that, I'm having a treat.
I have rewatched season 5 a lot, but this is one that I tend to skip because I tend to watch it. I tend to actually show episodes in class on those days when the schedule's very weird and we're not going to accomplish anything, or I'm watching other people's students, or that kind of day where essentially you're just babysitting. And Doctor Who is a good thing to show, and the beginning of season 5 is really good to show because they don't need to know anything to jump in. That and Blink. I usually start with Blink and then we do beginning of season 5. So I've watched a lot of it. This is one that I don't tend to show them because you have to have seen the previous episodes and understand the relationship between the characters for this to work at all. So it's one that isn't necessarily on my rewatch. And I remember at the time, apparently Rosie also has opinions.
Rosie has thoughts.
She has thoughts. At the time, I remember thinking, like the first time I watched it, going, "Oh, I'm not sure I like this because they're killing off characters I like," and I'm not. And then, of course, they proceed to kill Rory practically every episode for the rest of the season. This is a precursor. We should have known after this. But on a rewatch, I do really like it, and I like that we have up to this point seen this Doctor being really playful and silly and helping children and just very goofy. And this is one of the episodes that we get where we get to see, that's covering a lot of self-loathing.
Yeah.
That's covering a lot of anger at himself.
I wasn't laughing at you. It was laughing at Pussycat's ass.
Yes. At the time, I was like, the Dream Lord has to be like another villain, and he's going to come back, and we're going to get him.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been the Valyard at one point.
And it's not.
No.
It's just it's exactly what they said in the episode. It's the Doctor's own psychic energy and his darkness.
Yeah.
And
That's nice.
I do like that what's dark about the Doctor, like among the many things, he says rude things to himself, but what he's doing to the companions is testing Amy, because he actually already knows what Amy's answer is.
Well, this is just after Vampires in Venice, where he goes to get Rory, whereas in the episode before that, Amy tried to snog him.
Yes.
And so... Yeah, he's trying to sort this out, make her realise what she wants.
Yeah. But I think he
Rory
actually
to do
already
it.
knows the answer.
I agree.
But I think I think his dark side, the side of him that likes to manipulate his companions into, like what the Seventh Doctor does with Ace.
Mm-hmm.
Like manipulate them into figuring something out or having some sort of revelation. This is him doing that. And it does hit different. Watching it now versus watching it when I first
I enjoyed it a lot more than I did when I first saw it. Very quickly, first time chatter, Brian.
I saw.
Yeah. We're not really debating, love. We're talking about Doctor Who. Yeah,
It's okay.
We're that pathetic. I think that's fair, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, please continue.
I did enjoy it more this time. I also the idea of Amy deciding that she doesn't want to live in a world where Rory isn't, hits very differently now
Yes.
for me.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
I
look at
wish
the Angels
dreams
take
were an
Manhattan.
option.
Look at the Angels take Manhattan once again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amy consistently chooses Rory. She doesn't like to say it to his face.
No.
No, she's
She'll
very
punch
shy
him,
about
but
that.
she won't.
Yeah, but every time she's given the choice, she picks Rory.
Yes.
And every time he's given the choice, he picks her.
Oh God, yes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was go from the word go. It's always been Amy for Rory. And Amy had to figure it out because she was lying to herself for a lot of the time. but she had to figure out that it was always Rory for her. And I love the Amy and Rory dynamic.
The three of them together are brilliant, I think. They hit the nail on the head with those three.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. The chemistry between the three of them is perfect.
Yes. Absolutely.
No point asking you, Brian, because you didn't watch it.
No, I've seen it before.
You have?
Great.
What?
Yeah. Yes. I've seen the new Doctor Who. Yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's
It's Adam's favourite season.
It's one of
I
my
can see
favorite
that.
seasons. Yeah.
I can
I
see
think
that, yeah.
The story that's told that season is the most consistent.
Mm.
That it's really well written. It's one of those that, because it was Moffat's first season, it's like when an author comes out with a first novel, and obviously this isn't Moffat's first writing, but it was his first real crack at a whole season.
Yeah.
They have been building up just buckets of stuff they want to say and ideas they want to use, and and they put it all into their first book. And
Mhm.
often the first book took a really long time to write and really long time to create. And, they've put a lot of like hopes and dreams and passion into it. And then it does well and everybody goes, okay, now book 2. And they go, okay, but I gotta go get new ideas. And I think that season 6, I mean, the roots of it are in season 5, but season 6 is much darker. It's more angst filled. Season 5 happens, I mean, as we kind of find out, in this little fantasy bubble. We don't know we're in the bubble at the time, but we're in the bubble. And it's nice in season 5. I mean, sad, tragic things happen. And there's a lot of episodes that'll make you cry. I'm looking at you here, Vincent. But it's a nice place in the season 5 bubble.
It is. It doesn't have the requisite Doctor Who genocide.
Yeah. I mean, they blow up the whole everything at the end, but they bring it all back, so it's fine.
There's not that deep-seated loss in the season.
Yes.
Because in Eccleston's, everybody died all the time, and it was sad, and it wore on them. This season, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay. And not everybody dies. People get to live at the end.
Yes. And even in this episode, like, they're constantly being told, pick this or this, pick this or this. And then they actually have to pick a third choice, which I do kind of love, because I had a English professor, fabulous English professor, called Dr. Buck. And she said, if you're ever given 2 choices, pick the third one.
Yep.
Nothing is ever 2 choices. No. If you're being given 2, it's because there's other options that you're not being given.
So, who are you voting for this time round? They say there's only 2 to choose from, but no, there's a third option.
More than 2. There's more than 2. However, there's only one that makes any lick of sense.
Yes. We haven't gone nuts on politics here
I'm
for
going
ages.
to vote for the one that we're not going to take the car keys away from.
Yeah.
Because they shouldn't be driving anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Y'all know who it means.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Have you, I know some of you do Twitter and some of you do not.
I'm rapidly running out of patience with Twitter. I've been very, very patient, but the more I'm getting more
I
and
stay
more
off
right-wing
X like
stuff.
the plague.
Have you seen the fan who came to Doctor Who because she loved Matt Smith?
Oh, Gigi, yeah.
JJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you read that?
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
This is what I was saying about
Brilliant.
Jennifer's Babylon 5 thing. It's very similar.
Yes. Yes, it is. And it's just a joy to not only watch the show, but also to have everybody in the comments kind of going, oh yeah, I love that. Oh, that's my favorite. Like, I love that you love it because I love it too. It's very, and then of course a whole bunch of people trying to say, have I gone quiet again?
No,
We've both got chat open.
Oh yeah, I'm not looking.
Okay,
At that.
Brian, shall I go and sit in a hot tub?
All right, let's go.
That's the mental image there for you. It's
I could be sitting in a hot tub. You don't know. You don't see below my waist.
oh bless
You
him.
have hot chocolate. That should count for something.
I do have hot chocolate. The good thing about hot chocolate is when it goes cold, it's still delicious to drink.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Damn right.
Brian,
They'll cost you a credit card.
Brian, do the thing, please.
No, not yet.
Not yet. All right,
Not yet.
I trust you here.
Okay.
All right.
Let me work this one out.
Okay. Mightily. All right. Mightily. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good,
Don't
good,
worry.
Good.
Don't worry. I don't know. We need some subs if I'm going to get in the hot tub.
You're possibly making a really bad hole for yourself, don't you?
Yeah, but the thing is,
'Cause it was
he'll install
your
the hot tub in
idea.
the hole, and that's the
The
solution.
hole's going in the hot tub. Where do you think of putting it?
You see, doing this was his idea, and now we've got the... Look, love, this is a safe space. Is there anything you want to tell us?
Don't hate the game, hate the player. I don't know. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I don't give a shit.
One of those two.
Pick one.
Oh, my goodness.
So,
This
So
is
what-
your
what are
fault.
your-
I'm holding you responsible for this.
That's fine.
You know that?
yeah, that's because he's a little chaos demon.
Yes. Oh, dear me. I miss Zombie Wolf 9000. Those were the days.
Oh, you know why?
Why?
You
What?
see,
What?
I've just figured it out.
Yes.
Dogs don't like getting wet.
No, I've had dogs that like getting wet.
Really?
A lot. Yeah.
Oh, we've never had dogs that liked getting wet.
Well, remember, when you get wet where you are, there are alligators.
Oh yeah, no, we don't. We don't put them in
Okay.
the pond. We
I'm
do
just
like
saying.
the hose in the backyard.
Yeah, they don't mind that either. They love that.
It's a whole,
Dogs are supposed to love that.
it's a whole new dimension, isn't it? It's just...
Oh.
It's quite remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
Dear me. What are we talking about?
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So 20 subs, I'll get in the hot tub.
So
Hang on.
Amy's
Hang on.
choice-
I'm the one who's actually streaming this. If you don't do as you say you're going to do, yeah, I'm the one who's going to get all the shit.
You're not. 20 subs, I'll get in the hot tub.
Nobody will actually see it.
I'm just saying, 20 subs, I'll get in the hot tub.
So Amy's choice.
Yes, I remember that. Yes, yeah. Oh God, real people.
I've talked rather a lot.
Well, Brian, is there anything you can add to that? Because it was a while ago for you.
I think that the choice between Amy's having between Rory and the doctor is one she's built up in her mind all along. She's built the doctor up to be the perfect man for her. When really she's finally realizing that Rory's perfect for her.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like me to get out the violin now? Or?
No, I actually.
Want to just basically reply very quickly to chat because this is yeah.
Damn right, Rory is a good fucking
Big
man.
strong male 119. Thank you for your concern. However, so does life.
Well, we'll go with that, but
I find that interesting because if it wasn't the doctor's psyche, if it was Amy's psyche, I think you're exactly right. I think she runs away with the doctor because she's afraid of committing to Rory.
Yeah.
And she wants excitement, adventure, and really wild things.
Plus, there's also the fact she's been told all her life this person isn't real; he's imaginary.
yeah.
And that's been drummed into her.
Except she had
Dramatic hand
a
gesture.
couple of hours with her imaginary friend when she was 11, right? He's only around for a few hours. But she held on to that for her whole life. And he is. You're exactly right. She's absolutely built him into, he rescues, up to this point, he's rescued the little kid on the whale, and he's rescued the whale.
Yes.
Yes.
He's
Created
rescued,
Teletubby Daleks.
yes,
Yes.
and
What
he's
words into
rescued the girl from the vampires,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
and kind of freed that whole city.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the line that's really cutting in here,
You mean the vampire fish girls?
that's the one.
Okay.
Where Rory's dead, and she turns to the doctor and says, "Bring him back."
Yeah. What use
And
are
he
you?
says, like, "I can't." Yes. Then what's the point of you?
Yeah, man. It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor feels it because absolutely that's what he thinks of himself. If I can't save them, what's the point of me?
Yeah. No, you're right. Totally
Uh,
agree. What am I doing?
I think that's a really powerful moment because it's her choosing reality
Yes, very
over
much.
fantasy.
Yes.
Yes.
No, this was actually written by a guy called Simon Nye, I think. Was it this one? Yeah, I think it was this one. He wrote a sitcom called Men Behaving Badly back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Incredibly popular, laddish sitcom. I'm sure it was this one he wrote. But it's new series. I am not so sure of my facts on new series, sadly. There's only so much room up there. Things are being pushed out just to make room for other stuff. I've had to put like a temporary sort of area that new facts can
Yes.
go in and immediately fall back out of, and I can claim
Yes.
that I'm old, and that's
Yes.
what's doing it. Oh man!
Pin
Brian,
numbers, commercial jingles from the 1980s. Yes, prioritize those. Mm-hmm.
Brian, once this show's over, I am going to kill you. Just so
Okay.
you know. All right?
No worries. It's okay. Tomorrow's Monday. Kill me away.
No, do not look at the Twitch channel
I
right now.
embrace death like a brother. Come on. Come on.
For the record,
Come on.
Lilibet has nothing to do with this whatsoever.
No, I am choosing to live in ignorant bliss
Oh man!
because if I do not pay it attention, it does not exist.
Oh, dude, that would be great to be able to live in ignorant bliss. But
Yeah, it's a positive because
then I'd vote right wing. So swings and
No.
roundabouts. To be honest with you.
I'm a moron.
Hello, was that me or was that you going funny there?
Could have been anything.
Okay. We're up to 5 viewers. This worries me. Brian,
It should.
this was a
It should.
terrible idea. These are real
know.
These are real people, Brian.
I don't- no,
Real
they're not.
people rather
they're
than
not.
Well, they're
No,
very
they're not
good for
real, are
bots.
you?
I used to
I
like
know
our
better.
old bots. I knew them by name. I'd say hello to them every show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And these are real people. I've done being sociable already today. Ah,
Don't worry. Don't worry. They're not real. They're
Oh.
just watching.
So, yeah. It's an interesting one, Midpoint, which looks at one of the smaller story arcs, the Amy Rory thing. Which it does build up, but the big story arc is obviously the crack.
Yeah, but we see a reflection of this story again in The Girl Who Waited.
Yes.
And we see a reflection of this story again at the end of the season when Rory waits for her. And that fact that we established this early, really, that they are both, although they don't always say it, although she doesn't always say it, that they will both live and die for each other, is absolutely the driving force through the rest of their stories.
It interests me, actually, that basically they both spend very large, more so Rory, but very large amounts of time waiting for each other.
Mm-hmm.
I find that poignant.
Yes.
Look at
Yes.
that. I used a word.
It also shows us the fact that in the very next story, Rory disappears from the timeline.
Well, yes, he does. Well, yeah.
And she forgets him.
Mm.
And the fact that, and she, I mean, deep down she remembers, but she doesn't remember that she remembers. The fact that she functions after that is because she doesn't remember.
But on a
If she did
subconscious
remember-
level, she did remember.
She does.
'Cause
Yes, she
Vincent
does.
picks up on that.
Yeah. She's grieving in Vincent.
Yes.
And that's one of the reasons that story is so strong. It's just grief is tied into that in so many different ways. And the deaths and the funerals and everything else that and actually not wanting to kill the creature. Like, just all of it is just, everybody in that story is in pain one way or another. But she couldn't function if she actually knew consciously that Rory was gone. Because we see that from this story.
I need to
That if
answer.
she thought there was no hope, she couldn't function.
I agree. I need to reply. I am smoking.
No, it's okay.
I am smoking, yes. And yes, I have done a bleep test. Hang on. 30 years ago in the Royal Navy. Most of us smoked back in the time, so there was interesting wheezing, groaning noises, basically. And as for the Zaza, this may or may not be. I can confirm nor deny nothing. All I tell you is the dude would approve. So there we go. It's part of my religion. I'm a dudist. You're giving me that look again, aren't you? You're making made up words again, aren't you? Yes, miss.
Well, I mean, aren't all words just made up?
Yes.
Yes.
There you go.
Wow.
Hurligan, Slivey, Toves, did Gyre and Gimble in the Waves, all Mimsy were the Borgroves, and the Momraths held Grabe.
Philosophy and drunken rambling from the flashing blade. Don't make me start quoting Chaucer, because then we're going down a very deep hole. Oh,
Yeah, we've had the Chaucer argument before.
Oh,
haven't we?
We've already
old
had the
English.
Chaucer argument.
It's not
She
that.
won.
I only know one. I can only remember one sentence from the exam. Willem in Flanders was a company of younger folk that haunted and folly, and they made us translate the whole of the Pardoner's Tale.
Also, Middle
No,
English.
that's okay.
Sorry,
I
it's
want
Middle
you to
English,
quote
I
it
should say.
in Middle English.
Yes, Old English is a bit more what way ger denim in gerum duggan theod kenning ke thorium de frunning.
How dare you!
Taking on that end part, but
I'm deeply offended.
teaching Beowulf again,
What the?
and the good Seamus Haney translation, which is the only first edition I own. When I was over a couple of summers ago, and Fedra and I went to
Bailey's
bookshop.
cakes. Oh, I didn't see
nice.
Fedra. I did see Thomas up at Hooverville. Only for
Yeah.
a very short moment. Sad.
He said-
I'd love
he
to have
said
spent.
hello.
Yeah, I'd love to have spent more time with him. I haven't spent anywhere near enough time with Thomas,
Yeah.
quite frankly. He's a lovely man.
Yeah, he is lovely.
Ah, dear.
But Fedra and I went to bookshops in London, and I bought a first edition of Seamus Haney's Beowulf. And I did not know, A, it was a first edition, or B, how much it was going to cost until the nice man rang me up. And then I thought, you know what? Screw it. Put it on the credit card.
Fair enough. I've got an addition.
So that third mortgage on the house was working good for you there?
Yeah, you know what? I paid student loans for 10 years. I'll pay this off.
Okay.
It wasn't that much, but it was more than I've ever spent on a book.
I've got Neverwhere, with the added bonus of how the Marquis got his coat back. But also, the one book I really want to get is The Princess Bride.
Yeah,
I really
I've
want
read
to.
the Princess Bride book. It's really good. I was very confused at first because I knew the movie. and the book is different.
Yeah.
Um,
So I'm
but
told.
it's very good. It's good.
There's lots of people
I'm-
at the moment recasting the film with Muppets.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
It
yeah.
would be- that is the only remake I would accept.
Yes, quite right.
That's
too.
why you do the remake.
But there's been
Muppets.
lots of good suggestions. And it's a case of it's what to choose from these. You know, Inigo would have to be what's his face,
Gonzo.
the rat.
No, Gonzo.
Yeah, he's
No, Gonzo.
It's Gonzo.
Gonzo's either got to be Vencini or the Six-Fingered Man.
Gonzo's not a plotter.
No,
Gonzo's not a no. Gonzo's
No.
Gonzo's an adventurer, but he's not the brain behind the
Is
operation.
that brains?
I can see him. What you're saying as Gonzo as an ego, but I'm thinking.
Okay.
I think. Oh, is it? I can't remember if it's the shrimp or the
Oh,
rat.
Pepe.
Yeah, Pepe as an ego.
Pepe. Yes, Pepe.
That's
must-
what I
Okay,
was thinking.
so basically you have the Scarecrow, the Cowardly Lion, and the Tin Man. Think about it. In The Princess Bride. Inigo, the Tin Man, Andre, Cowardly Lion. What's his name is the Scarecrow.
I can see where you're coming from
Oh.
up to a point. Doesn't quite sit in exactly, but I
It
do see
sits
where
in there pretty
I
good.
would say
It's
that
the
they
it's
need
it's
similar
it's the
archetypes.
Inigo thing about him being
Yeah.
the Tin Man. I'm not so certain. Why my hands wobble?
He has
Well,
the
he's-
heart.
I don't know.
He has the heart. Yeah, I see where you're
Oh,
going with it.
now I
One's
see.
the brains, one's the brawn.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Vincini didn't have the brains. He thought he did.
Yeah, but the Scarecrow thinks the Scarecrow's kind of the opposite, right? They all think they don't have the thing that they do have. They've had it all along.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a good call. It is such a good thing. It's such a good film.
Good lord.
It is. It doesn't need a remake.
Oh no, like I say, that would if they did, that would be the only acceptable remake.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
but it would.
Muppets.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
I'd like to see some Star Wars Muppet films as well. I mean, they're owned by the
They
same
did
company.
that. Hardware Wars. Look it up on YouTube. It's called Hardware Wars.
Is this proper?
It's got Wubaka the Cookie. I'm not kidding. It's an actual movie.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
It's an actual movie from back then. Yeah. Hardware Wars. With Fluke Skydalker or something.
I was thinking just remaking the Star Wars movies with Muppets. It would...
No.
Oh yes, yes.
Well, okay. Since Disney
Not sure which
owns
one,
both
Yeah, that's what I'm
Henson
saying. Yeah.
and Lucas, it's possible, but no.
It'd have to be the original film as well.
If they used Henson to do the aliens for Star Wars, like they did Farscape, I'm down with that. That would be fantastic. We'd actually have alien-looking aliens.
Low-flying jet.
I think that the sweet spot for Muppet films is actually classic literature.
Yeah, I see. I haven't seen Treasure Island yet.
Oh, that's
How
one
could
of the
you
best
not
ones.
see Treasure Island?
I've never had the opportunity.
It's
Tim
one of the
Curry
best
is
ones.
fantastic.
Well, yeah, what was it? The difference between him and Michael Caine is Michael Caine treated everybody else as actors. Tim Curry treated himself as a Muppet.
Yes,
Yes, he thinks he's a Muppet.
exactly. It's perfect.
That is one that was on constant rotation in our house.
It's okay.
And it is so funny. It really is. And it's a musical,
Yeah.
as it should be.
Yeah, I don't like musicals, but okay.
If you're going to get Tim Curry, he should dance and sing.
Well, he is a sweet transvestite.
And he does have excellent costumes.
He does.
It is a good film.
I believe
That is worth
Tom Baker.
putting on a Saturday afternoon.
I believe Tom Baker once played Long John Silver.
Frank?
No, Long John Silver.
Oh.
I know he played Captain Redbeard Rum.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. All right, what was you want to talk about? Brian, go on then.
Tomorrow People.
Right. So I'm sorry, Lilibet. I did try. Yeah.
Hey, she subjected herself to it. We have to.
I
now-
tried
I
to
did,
be
in
kind. I tried to be kind. I tried to not make you watch this at all. But
It's
you,
okay.
you
I'm
went and did
validating
work.
Your pain.
This is I
I
will
didn't
be
watch
diligent.
it.
I will do
wasn't
my
going
homework.
to watch it. I refused to watch it.
Okay, I remembered that that Peter Davidson was in it and that he wore a ridiculous costume. Like I remembered that part. I
Which
did not
one?
remember the story.
There's a
The
story.
It was
opening
bad.
I did not remember all the surrounding foolishness.
Right. Good.
And you can see it on John's face. Like, what the actual fuck?
You need to listen to the commentary on this. It's hilarious.
While they were married. Yeah, my version doesn't have the commentary.
Mine neither.
Mine
does.
has an adorable extra that is a promo for the audio tapes.
Oh,
Well, the big finish
Isn't
stuff.
that adorable?
that's a
No,
deep
no,
hurting
like-
even I can't get
Like
behind.
early. Like when was it? I'm trying to see. I'm starting to play, a little.
Zoom mode
20
doesn't work.
Yeah, 2010.
So
I think this was made.
because it was, I think that was put out by Big Finish. There's something to do with it. It's. Are you sure it's not some sort of advertising for the Big Finish Tomorrow People audio plays?
It might be, but
They're quite good.
I didn't listen to it. I just went, how cute is that on cassette tape? It specifically says cassette tape.
Those were the days.
Yeah. So, so I don't think I'd seen this since I was a kid watching it on Nick.
I really am terribly sorry.
My first feeling, and I'm going to be rude here, was what the fuck is this?
You see, I tried to help.
And then that continued to be my feeling until I was like, oh, John did what? There's a reason he's not allowed to leave the bunker.
I think that was John's entire thought process throughout all this. What the fuck is this?
Although I did laugh.
Oh, better point
did
out,
have a
man for
slight-
Emily, folks. Man for Emily.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
No, they might not know.
From that description. I did have a genuine laugh at the something that was character and script, and which is when Emily decides she's interested in John and John turns into the most British person on the planet. I'm terribly sorry. Like before, he was trying to do a little cowboy, and he's trying to fit in, and he was trying to be. And then he becomes. I'm terribly sorry. He
What?
becomes Bernie Wooster.
Hugh Grant,
And
I would
that-
have thought.
It was hysterical. That was very, very funny. None of this was a children's show.
No.
Oh, there's going to
Or
be lots
B-
more you'll think that about.
Or B, why exactly did he let any of this go any further than they saw someone dancing like they're in a pantomime? Nobody went, guys, I think this might actually be not good. No. Or
Afraid
did
not.
they just say if we're going down together?
It was a very tight ship. Roger Price, Ruth, I can't remember her name. It was the producer, and Dr. Christopher Evans, who was their scientific advisor. They had a scientific advisor.
Would some of the episodes have been quite sciencey?
Yes.
This is not one of them.
No. But I think it was a case of, I think the writing chores needed to be spread and somebody needed to take a look at certain excesses. And, I mean, there's stuff coming up a little bit. I mean, we've already mentioned all the young boys in skimpy outfits.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few other bits which are a bit. Are you sure about this? So, however,
Wait.
the next one is my favourite. The Revenge of Jedekiah.
Yes, you've mentioned that you're looking forward to that one.
Bless you, unpronounceable name. He's followed us.
Yay! We have a follower.
He's unpronounceable, but he followed us. Crazy
Um,
fool.
So, the idea behind this, the concept, is a good concept. The idea that aliens have been watching Earth television and focusing their society around it, or in this case, they don't really have a society. They're very much, they're a closed ship. It's just whoever's on this ship. It isn't like their whole society. And they've gone, a wee bit mad.
A wee bit mad.
A wee bit.
Are you
Mad.
deliberately being very, very incredibly generous, or what?
I am.
Okay.
They've gone
They've got a bit Trump.
they've got a bit quarantine mad. They haven't seen anybody else. They've
Mr.
only watched
Flibble is very
television.
angry.
Yes, exactly. But
Mhm.
the idea that you're watching broadcast television and you've structured your behavior around it because that is what you've been exposed to, and you're having a great deal of fun doing that because obviously they are.
Oh yeah, but they're almost they're cosplaying.
Yes, they're cosplaying. That's exactly what they're doing, and having a grand old time doing it.
No
and the
concept
ship-
of right and wrong.
no concept that other people are creatures.
That's a good way of putting that. Yes.
They're just like they're on the shows they watch. Like they're just characters. They're not real people.
Brian's looking
And you
puzzled.
see cruelty is part of it.
No, it's the whole. I'm not sure if we should be offended or not about it, because
Oh, the American thing.
the American thing, because those people on that ship,
Well, Sandra Dickinson's American.
yeah, exactly. Keep going with that. They all behave. If that's how they view Americans,
Well, remember how a lot of Americans view Britain. We each have this cliched idea of each other, which isn't really true.
exactly.
Yeah.
And during the 70s, that was bad. That was just horrible.
Ah.
Was this before or after Sandra was married to Peter? Before, after, or during? Because Sandra Dickinson and Peter Davidson
Oh,
were
I'm so
married.
sorry. I think this. I'm not sure. Because they went from this to do. What's it? Davison and.
They were certainly
they did
married when they were doing
songs.
Hitchhikers.
Yes. And Davison and. They did Button Moon. They also did. Mixed Blessings, I think it was called. Funny 1970s sitcom where a black woman marries a white man, or the other way around, one or the other. And oh, the families. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much of its time, sadly.
Yes, as so much is, as including this episode is. Except whoever wrote this episode,
Was
which I think is, seems to think that it's about 10 years earlier than it actually is.
I'm not sure they'd actually be allowed to get some of the stuff they did back in the 60s, because the 60s was tighter morality-wise. For example, the spanking, whatever, you might not have got away with.
Have opinions. It's two-pronged, the opinion. One is that the characters on this ship, the mama and Emily, and it just makes everybody want to do dinosaur impressions, doesn't it?
Not the mama.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a deep troll. God, wasn't the ending of that really depressing?
Yes, it's supposed to be.
Oh, yeah. Here comes Adric.
They are cruel. And they delight in cruelty
Yes.
towards the Peter Davidson character. What is his name?
Elmo.
Elmer.
Elmer.
That's Elmer. That's
Elmer,
it. Yes, Elmer.
as in glue.
Yes. And it just struck me now that both the kids' names start with E. Anyway.
Well, that's the only letter in the alphabet she could count up to.
They delight in tickling him as punishment.
Now you're
and he
starting
wears-
to get the attention of some of the people in chat. Carry on.
With his special shoes, and they delight in
I've forgotten about the shoes.
You forgot about the tickle shoes?
Yeah, man. I did because I
As a
refused to watch it.
As a child's show, the idea of tickling is fun until it's not, kind of thing. That is a good punishment if you're in a kid's brain. Like something a sibling would do to another sibling to be really annoying. But they delight in essentially torture.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's clear he's not enjoying this game. And they use it to enslave him.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then turn around and do the same thing to John. But John has not been indoctrinated since he was born, presumably, which is what's happened to Elmer. And so John, who is also used to being in charge and being, frankly, a bit of a jerk about it,
Yes.
Yep.
decides that death is the option he's going with.
Can't really fault him there.
He's gonna kill everybody on the ship and take himself with it.
But tomorrow people cannot
If
kill.
I was faced with that possible eventuality for the rest of my life, oh yeah, everybody's going down.
And when he does get his shoes, he has the ability to remove the torture shoes. The first thing he does is inflict pain on somebody else in order to dominate them. That's the first thing he does before he deals with anything else.
Do you know
It's a
something?
vicious cycle.
It's a damn shame you missed the A5 zine boom of the early 90s. You would have been one of the best writers.
The oppressed becomes the oppressor. It's all a cycle.
We see down on the, in the Tomorrow People lab
The
thing.
lab, yeah. The lab.
Yeah. Where Elizabeth has always been the only girl
Well, Carol.
this season.
Oh,
we
yes.
had Carol.
Yeah, but
God
Carol and
bless her.
Elizabeth never interacted, so
No, and God bless her, Carol was slightly better than a wet blanket, but not by
She was
much.
away with the fairies, bless her.
And Elizabeth has a little bit of fine,
Yes, she does.
yeah, she does.
She's.
and she thinks on her feet.
people-
she-
Sorry, please.
Well, as a general rule, she doesn't take a lot of nonsense from the rest of them.
No, she's a
Exactly.
teacher.
Yeah, she listens to John because John is more experienced.
Yeah.
And she's less experienced, so she listens to him on how this whole Tomorrow People thing works. But she has not been her ideas have been better.
Oh,
And also
my
we
internet
have
started
seen-
to play up.
Yeah, we see.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I have Virgin Media internet problems. I'm sorry.
We have seen over and over again that John should not be trusted to leave the lab.
Well, they did. Kenny wasn't allowed to, so why should John?
No, Kenny
every
was allowed to. Kenny went out all the time.
That's
He
why
was
they wrote
walking
it.
the Tower of London.
Yeah,
Tower
hanging
Bridge
out
just
on London Bridge. Yeah. Well, Tower Bridge, right?
Yes, I think it was Tower
Policeman.
Bridge.
and then he'd jump off and teleport away.
Jaunt.
mess with
Fantastic.
Jaunt.
Same thing.
You got the teleport belts and you got the jaunting belts.
Yep.
Here we go.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, quite.
He should not be, he should be like their scientific advisor. Just keep him in the lab. Don't let him interact with other
Keep
people.
him
He's
in
bad.
the lab, and for God's sakes, don't let him talk to parents.
Yes.
Oh, no. Bad thing. This is a bad thing.
So, I also wanted to know, obviously he's an adult. I mean, a lot of the actors are playing younger than they are, but he's obviously an adult.
He's in his mid-20s, yeah.
And Emily is obviously an adult. Her mother doesn't find it strange that she wants a partner. Her mother is happy once she has a partner to hand over the bracelet to her as a confirmation of you are now the adult on the ship, and right?
You are an adult. You are now worthy of having your own manslave.
Yeah. So the spanking thing? Unacceptable.
I kind of think that that may have been a metaphor or a euphemism for what was really going on in there.
I don't think John is
Yeah,
that way inclined.
it's possible.
Because, I mean, somebody did say to him at one point, I think Elizabeth was teasing
He'd
him and
have
saying,
fog.
like, well, it's time you found a girl.
No, he'd have far better fashion sense.
Yeah, he's way more asexual than that.
That's, I don't think he's interested either way.
I think you could be right there.
I think he and the computer are sort of a like mind.
Yeah. I think he is the computer.
No, that's
The
Timus.
computer's better at this than him.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
he's more robotic than anything else.
I did like, I think my favorite part of the whole episode was the Prime Minister calling their secret squirrel hotline and going, what the hell are you people doing?
Yeah. What the actual fuck are you doing to my country?
Established it before. They were like, okay, this is really important. We'll give you. But do I think that a random guy who, like, shot someone in a storefront in London and ran from the cops would, within a few minutes, be brought to the attention of the Prime Minister?
No, it would probably be the breaking out and the people teleporting around.
Possibly, but even then.
Because, I mean,
What?
Steven just teleported in front of the crowd that had gathered around this person who had just been shot in a high-profile crime and healed him in front of people and then teleported out again.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That's a little bit of the... That makes the news.
I did like that when Elmer was standing in front of the greengrocer with his little pop shooter, that the old ladies behind them were like, oh, we're on candid camera? Where's the camera?
Yeah.
Like, oh, no. No, that was a real thing that just happened.
Dang. What the fuck?
But
That was a thing at the time.
Yeah.
That was a
I did
huge
like
thing
that.
at the time. The candid cameras, the pop-ups like that.
Yes, it was.
Modern day would have YouTubers and influencers walking the boardwalk asking hot girls, you know, would you cheat on your boyfriend questions and stuff like that.
Nobody
Go
ever
away,
stops
random
me.
people.
Anyway, so that was a little bit's opinion on a man for Emily. Wait until she meets Mike. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah.
They all need to sit down and have a good think about what it is that they've done.
I've read some very interesting articles, fanzine articles about the Tomorrow People. I'm a bad person.
Please don't.
No?
Don't sully it any more than it already does.
All right. To be honest with you, I think it's all right there out in the open. Yeah, so
Let's go close.
2 weeks' time. Going to give you the choice. 3 doctors, dimensions in time.
No.
Ooh.
Look at that.
I know.
That's a
No.
no.
That's Rosie's baft. That's what that is.
Uh-huh. The cat food has come out the other end.
I don't
No,
want to
no.
do the 5 doctors, otherwise I would have suggested it, but I'm bored shitless of the 5 doctors.
Yeah, we can do the Three Doctors.
Or Day of the Doctor.
Yeah, I like the Three Doctors.
All right, then Three
I
Doctors.
do like Day of the Doctor is a fantastic one. But maybe we should save that for closer to November.
I wanted to do the paperback, the book, rather than the TV show. Send you an EPUB or whatever it is, so you could read it because the book's fantastic.
I've heard that the book's excellent. I don't think we have it, but maybe I do. I think Dave read it, so it must be on this computer somewhere.
Failing that, I'll buy a couple of copies and post them to you.
It's okay. I'm functionally illiterate.
Oh yes, I forget you work in IT.
I'm American. Please.
Yeah.
I am actively working to change that. They pay me every day to make people read.
Dear God, when will they put an end to this madness?
Never, I said.
When will we get?
Don't you dare.
She's being very humorous at us. Oh
Yes.
no, she's back. Okay.
Oh, you're back. Yes.
Okay, lovely, great, wonderful. All right, so Three Doctors. It's going to be a good one next time round. The Three Doctors and The Revenge of Jedekiah. I don't know what we're doing with Big Finish. There will be a Big Finish, but I've no idea what.
No worries.
Well, you don't listen to them, so it doesn't bother you.
No, I have
said
an
no
audio.
worries.
I have an audiobook to listen to in the meantime because the new Rivers of London spin-off novella is out.
Yeah, I've asked. I think Adam's getting that for me for my birthday. So,
Masquerades of Spring.
No,
I
no
haven't.
spoilers, please.
No, I haven't read it yet.
Okay.
But I've got it sitting on Audible waiting for me.
No, I thoroughly recommend the Rivers of London series. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
And I rewatched WandaVision a couple of days ago.
All right.
Because Agatha All Along is coming out.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And I had not rewatched. WandaVision was so brilliant. Just so brilliant.
I agree.
So beautifully made. And such a love letter to comedy.
Mm.
And television comedy and the history of television comedy and the level of work that went into that show. But I had not rewatched it since I originally watched it because its theme is grief.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was absolutely sure that I was not in a good place to watch it.
Yeah. That's understandable.
And but I'm coming back to it because I'm like, okay, I'm far enough along this journey now.
Mm.
I think in small doses I can handle, things that it's a bit like peeling off a Band-Aid and seeing how healed you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit like that. So, and I was okay with this. And I was so okay with it, I watched the whole thing in one night.
Nice.
Because I kept going, well, one more episode won't hurt.
I love
And then it was 11 o'clock. But it's so well done. The only thing I wish, and I know it wouldn't have worked, but I kind of wish that it didn't just devolve into everybody fighting at the end, like Marvel always does.
That's what they're known for, isn't it?
They do such good build-up and such good character work, and there's such good writing in that story. And I will say the fight between the Ultron and the Ultron, I mean, it's old enough now, that they're arguing about Theseus's ship.
Mm-mm.
And then they agree that we shouldn't be fighting because we're basically the same person. Like, that's so good. I get really, really tired of the battles. I don't really care about the battles. I care about the characters and the plot and the story and all of that. And I want them to use their words.
Fair enough.
Use your words. So I'm hoping Agatha All Along, which comes out, I think, this week.
You should probably brush up on
Slight-
Multiverse of Madness too.
I did see Multiverse of Madness. I'm mad about what they did to her character in that.
I hear
Yeah.
there might be a
That's perfect
Vision
character
Scarlet Witch
assassination.
film.
Hopefully.
That I saw it here. Also, all the Netflix Marvel stuff is now canon to the MCU. and the Defenders will be getting back together again. However, they're making drastic changes to Danny Rand's character.
That's good.
It's a very
It's
good thing.
really good.
Yes, it is. Yes, I like that. So, 3 Doctors, Revenge of
Three
Jedediah.
Doctors,
I'm happy.
Revenge of
I
Jedediah.
got good stuff to come. This
Yeah,
is really
we got
good.
some good stuff to get through this week.
And then after the show in 2 weeks' time, it'll be our 200th.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, we get to sit back and
We've
press
got
the
guests.
button and watch the fun happen.
Toby Haydock will be on, as will Stephen Noonan. They're a good combination. I'm praying Brian will at least give Quatermass another go. Just appreciate it, just for the period pieces is.
Maybe. Depends on what I have to work on.
Otherwise, you're just going to be sat here not knowing what the hell's going on. Again.
No, I
I dug it up
could have
while
things to do.
Oh, okay.
Dave had it sitting on the.
Yeah, but you're supposed
When-
to pay attention when we do the show.
Huh?
You're supposed to pay attention, love.
Oh, right. Okay.
Good. Yeah, and on show 200 we'll be looking at the Waters of Mars and the Quatermass 1979 John Mills Quatermass, which is my favourite Quatermass. And it's upsetting me that Brian's having trouble with it.
I don't think I've watched Waters of Mars since it first aired.
Waters of Mars is really good.
Well, that's why I haven't rewatched it, because it's so good. It's so. He's in so much pain. Everybody's in so much pain in that story. That it's
Oh.
visceral.
Yeah.
So I don't think I've rewatched it since original. Like going, that's really good, and I never want to see it again. It's how I feel about the one with the bad alien on the ship that echoes everybody.
Oh, Midnight.
Oh,
That's the one.
Midnight. Yeah.
Watch that one. Never need to see it again.
I'm actually watching a reactor that is going through all of the new Who,
Mhm.
and she just got up to David Tennant, and they're just what's the one after Tooth and Claw?
That's the Sarah Jane one. School reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just finished the Sarah Jane one. She had no idea who Sarah Jane was.
No. A little bit.
But
How
the
big
story
is
still
doesn't
works
watch
if you
it.
don't know.
It
It
does.
still works.
how big is that cup?
Oh, my cup?
Yeah.
It's big.
Jesus.
Big. It's like they put a venti drink in it, and it's pretty full. But I have a lot of ice in it. Isn't it fantastic? I love
It's
it.
very pretty. It's just I'm very surprised by the size of it. That's all.
Is that
Pretty
like
big.
And is
Yeah.
that a paper straw?
No, it's a reusable one though.
Okay.
So it goes in the dishwasher, and I have a whole load of them, whole load of reusable
See,
cups. So I
somebody being sensible, you see.
I
this is
don't
what I
like
like.
paper straws. They're horrible.
I just have water.
You refill it from the tap and drink the tap water. After
Well, I
putting it
don't
in
drink the tap
after
water.
putting
No,
after
no,
the
you
fridge. I do.
No, our tap water tastes like somebody's pool. No.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay.
it's ours is very chlorinated, but I do
Yeah.
have a
Nasty.
filter, and it goes
Oh,
in
you
the
see,
filter.
we don't have it quite as bad as that over here, so I can just refill my water bottles and just put them in the fridge every day.
Chlorine makes you more
so-
passive.
If you say so.
I have
no idea.
a filter bottle that the
Cold
And
water
then
is
it goes
one
in
of
the
the
fridge.
very best things you can have. It really is. Anyway, right. What's happening next Saturday, Brian?
I'm going to kill you all
Oh, again? Oh, how lovely.
again.
this is his pastime.
It is.
Yeah, this is
He spends the weeks in between plotting.
yes, duh.
Have we considered he might be Dr. Claw?
Well, are you?
I mean,
I
you
can
need a
neither
white
confirm
fuzzy
nor
cat,
deny.
but-
That's just what Dr. Claw would say.
Exactly.
Do.
Go gadget.
Anyway, so what are we doing next Saturday, dear? Remember next Saturday?
Yes, I'm going to go and get my car inspected and have the oil changed.
What?
Then later on in
Oil
the day, we're
change.
going to over on Thaco Gaming. We're going to have our bi-weekly RPG game where I try to kill you all.
I think it's going to happen before much longer. We're going to lose someone. Hopefully it's going to be that spy. I'm convinced she's a spy.
Okay.
Oh,
Is it a Romulan
Player
plot?
me-
Is it a ploy to start a
player
war?
me knows that she's not. Character me,
You may have to kill her to prove that.
that's what happens. That's what happens. Can't see anybody being upset about that. Just as we got things on a nice even keel. Yeah, I can see myself damaging the ship trying to remove that stain. It's a long story. So yeah, when is that, please, Brian?
That is at 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UK time. We usually go for about 2 hours. It's a good bit of fun.
It's an RPG nonsense, basically. Whereas this is us just talking bollocks. The RPG is talking bollocks, but with a plot. Which
With
is
direction.
ignored, tend to be.
Bollocks with direction.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Ah, dear. Right, we're going away. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody, and thank you for shocking me out of my skin by the fact we actually had viewers and participants tonight. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
Was the real choice John Levine? You see? Goats.